This is day one of our second immersion trip to Rainbow Village in Ruckdeer. And it's exciting, and particularly for me, to think that, I can remember the first meeting we ever had as a group of people back in February 2002, and it was an idea of building community in our own area and reaching out to other communities.
The Communities for Communities team has arrived in Vietnam and travelled south from Ho Chi Minh City to a town called Ruckdeer in the Mekong Delta.
We're here now, it's 22 people. This is the third time we've done these immersion trips, and they really do make a difference. They make a difference for the people who go on the trip, the people we visit, and for communities in general. This was the original dump site when we first started the project in 2007. This was a live rubbish tip, so there was still rubbish being dropped here, and the people basically did three things. They went through the rubbish. They either kept things they could use for their home, things they could sell, they could recycle.
The children and families have been living in this garbage dump that's here in the city center for, on average, about 10 years. Most of their families have lived here for generations. They were born in the garbage dump. The children work during the day, and their parents work in the evenings. Because they have no registration papers, they're not allowed to own any land or rent any homes. So they built their houses among the garbage. They would just find a patch of flat area and gather the materials from the garbage and make their house.
Communities for Communities are working with local organisations like Habitat and Catalyst to educate families and improve their living conditions.
So for people in this house, that's 11 years. That's the kitchen. The fish, yesterday the kids, the son catch from the field.
To qualify for housing, it's not just a matter, the houses aren't just a basic gift. The families have to go through an amount of community development and training, and they also have to show that they're able to start saving, because this is very much it's a microfinance model.
So this is our savings plan. Every Monday they come in. I think they're all saving for the generations that haven't had anything before them. So this money will give them many other opportunities that they hadn't had before.
The environment here is so different to home. It's really hot now. Actually, in the winter here at the moment, or supposedly the winter, but it's still very hot. It's sort of getting up to close high 20s, high 30s, and it's quite intense, particularly when you're working.
It all comes together, and it means a lot more than just bricks in the end, doesn't it? It's actually someone's livelihood and their future.
It feels good, like knowing you're doing something with someone else who's less fortunate than you. Yeah, it makes you feel good about yourself.
Bricklaying, the first time it took me ages to actually learn the techniques, never having done it before, but I really enjoyed it, and hopefully this wall will come up nice and straight right to the top beam up here.
Okay, so end of day 2. These here are 2 houses. See here, this is going to be where the veranda is. There's a big room here. Then it goes into another room there. So the houses have 3 rooms, and then out the back they have a little toilet and a little kitchen area.
Building houses is just part of the work. Communities for Communities is also spending time at the local school.
They all are families that live in the dump, and the kids range in age from 5 to 17. We only have 3 grades, 1 and 2 and 3. We just started a kindergarten, a real kindergarten for real 5-year-olds. That's been really hard. I mean, the children came to us illiterate and no education, had never sat down to learn in a classroom before.
These came from a company well, actually a big company. They came from a bank, and they donated them to our community so we could bring them over here specially. So they were given to us, and the people are really very keen to hope the children can learn and use them, and we might be able to get more in the future.
No.
So this will be the very first time he has a chance to be on a computer. Congratulations, eh? Very good.
Today is a big day for this community as families move from the rubbish tip into their new homes.
We're very, very happy to be here for the 5 families today. There's 22 people here today, but in Australia we have many, many supporters who have been working to help support and raise money to help this project. And particularly for us to be here with the 5 families is very, very special. We find that the wonderful thing about coming here, Communities for Communities, means our community touching and reaching and spending time with another community. And that's the people here in this community. And to us, that is very special in our hearts.
We were present here for a house welcoming, and there was a father, a husband and a wife standing on the veranda, and they'd lived on a rubbish tip. And I could, when he tried to put the key in the lock, his hand was shaking, and he couldn't get it in. And I thought, wow, we were just so privileged to be there, to be part of that, to see that. That gives you the energy to keep going. When we go back home, when we work quite hard as a group of volunteers, that puts in context the whole thing. And to follow him in through the house and into the rooms, and checking the lights and checking the water. Yeah, this is the first time these families have ever had running water or electricity on the switch. And particularly the wife, I noticed she went straight to the water. From the very beginning of Communities for Communities, one of our chief sort of goals was to be able to have this connection with another community and experience a different world, a different culture, a different life experience. And when you actually come here and you spend the week or so with the families, you really just see those differences. Back home, most of our group are either in professional occupations, students going to university. So our experience is very different.
Communities for Communities has one simple goal: to connect with other communities. They have a model with 4 pillars to ensure they achieve this objective and can share it with others.
Pillar 1 is that we build and experience a vibrant community. Pillar 2 is that we reach out and help another community. Pillar 3 is that we continue to raise awareness. And Pillar 4 is that we encourage other communities to take the model on. But the fifth thing that underpins those 4 pillars, we looked at volunteerism. And one of the unique things about what we do is that we're 100% volunteer. The Communities for Communities experience is quite an interesting experience. Back at home, 15 events a year, having things like trivia nights, golf days, whatever, women's luncheons, breakfasts. And that's very much a part of what we do, build community where we live.
Yes, I'm the patron of Communities for Communities. As the Mayor of Canada Bay, I feel pretty privileged to have the opportunity to work so closely with such an organisation, committed people, a strong leader in Lance Brooks. Personally, I can see the changes they're making, not just locally but overseas. So it's wonderful to be part of such a great organisation.
Yi, his mother Hua and their family have started life in their new home.
He says all day he smiled yesterday when he got his new house. He likes going to the bathroom inside his house.
Rất đẹp. Very beautiful. Có điện nước này đầy đủ, mình cũng mừng. Electricity, water, gần gũi con mình học.
And close to the school. So
Hồi đó giờ dùng mong ước cỡ nào cũng đâu có đâu. Bây giờ có mừng muốn hết lớn luôn em. Hết lớn luôn á.